Hello, and a very warm welcome to our webinar on how to deliver the unrivaled customer experience 24/7. I'm Andy Pratt. I'm a business transformation specialist for Portio, and I particularly focus on digital and e-commerce within the B2B food and drink space. So I'm hoping that we'll share over the next 15 minutes why the B2B experience or customer experience for B2B is so important and the impact that can have on your bottom line. We'll share how you can optimize your customer experience online, which is where today's focus is, and the core pillars which can underpin that and things you can take away to apply to your business and make that experience fantastic. And I'll also share some practical examples of how our customers and other people in the market have used techniques to actually drive some of that benefit and the way they've actually approached it. So what is customer experience and why is it so important? Well, it's really an extension of the customer service that you're delivering to your customers. And the customer experience is the actual touch points of the customer's engagement with you. It's maybe over the telephone, maybe online, or it may be with the people who are delivering your products. So that all bounds into the kind of customer experience and forms part of a great service. Today we're going to mainly focus on the online side of things and how that plugs into this kind of ecosystem. So there's plenty of analysis and statistics around underlining really why experience is really driving some bottom line benefits. People are just far more willing to spend more if they have a great experience. Satisfied customers spend more, they shop more often, and are more likely to stick to your brand and your business. What is quite interesting is the disparity between B2B players and those in a similar position in the consumer space. B2B companies tend to be just a little bit behind the curve in terms of this, offering an experience which is probably about 50% of where it should be compared to the 65 to 85% with B2B companies. Where technology plays a part in this is not only providing the scalability to deliver customer service across your business through the systems and processes that delivers, but especially these days, the online experience is becoming vastly important as customers demand more online and will engage more online in terms of how they deal with you. We have that younger generation of people coming through, particularly on the buying side, and we're all getting a lot more used to dealing with online. So technology underpins that, of course, and forms a very critical part of how you can actually deliver that experience online in terms of web and mobile and other channels. So it makes a great experience. So we really need to put ourselves in the shoes of our customers for this and really think about what they're looking for and how they want to interact and their kind of user journey through that interaction. Not only that, but we've also got to think somewhat about things the customer doesn't actually think about, but is important to them. So sort of second guessing almost what they'll be looking for in terms of their engagement. We'll talk about some examples with that as we go through. So what I want to do is just focus on a few areas here, just illustrate what people are doing and how these can help you. So the first theme really is convenience and accessibility. And three strands to this in these examples. So if we look at the top right, which is the Tree of Life, they're making the overall experience just so pleasant to look at really and easy to see. It's got content mixed in there. It's got easy links to savings and anywhere the customer wants to go as they browse through the site. And people do tend to buy on what they see. So having a nice, pleasant site with imagery and useful links is very key to making that experience good. We've also got to consider that people may not immediately engage with you through your website. People generally start their searches for new products or new services through online searching. So through Google, for example, other search engines are available. So making sure that your products and your brand can be found is very important, and making sure you got that exposure. So business to business companies have previously put their trading websites behind login firewalls, which blocks that kind of visibility. So by opening up while putting controls in what's presented on the site, so just showing product information, not showing sensitive information like pricing or stock availability, gives the search engines that ability to find you, rank you, and present you to the users as they search. And we can't forget mobile, of course. Mobile is a prevalent browsing device currently and growing. So we really need to make sure that users can access you on mobile, on desktop, on tablets, or whatever they feel like using at the particular time. So an example of that is here with the Pioneer Food Service. Now, Pioneer previously had a transactional website. They also had an app to support their mobile users, which was available on the various app stores. The Pioneer have now moved to a responsive web strategy, whereby the website is actually optimized for a mobile device as well. So the users can benefit from just going straight onto Pioneer's website and interacting with it on a mobile phone without having to download the app and sort of mess around with that sort of scenario. And of course, Pioneer have the benefits of having a single platform that supports those kind of channels and give a great experience and consistent experience across those. Another example, and this is starting with the scenario where a customer may not necessarily know what they want. And a great illustration of this is search, for example. So Brook Street have implemented an intelligent search facility. So when the customer is trying to find something, most people will start in a search box these days. It will account for any synonyms or spelling mistakes or anything like that the customer makes. So we're trying to help the customer as much as we can and always bring things back. So if they make a mistake when they're typing in a product name, it will find it. It will bring back products or categories or anything that's relevant to the item that they've searched on to really give that kind of good experience. The other aspect of the Brook Street site is the navigation down the left-hand side. So Brook Street are exposing an awful lot of product attributes to help the customer narrow down any kind of exploratory search they're doing. So if the customer is looking to, say, create a new vegan menu option, they can simply go on the site and filter out anything that isn't vegan compliant and then see the results. So it's really just trying to help and provide value to the customer and give them that fantastic experience. The next theme is really simplicity and responsiveness. So trying to make the journey as easy and aligned to the customer's requirements as you possibly can. So I have some examples of how that's being done. So top screen is Tea Quality. Tea Quality are a food service company that specialise in the takeaway sector, so fish and chip shops and things of that nature. And one of the characteristics is that the product range that the customer may be looking to order is fairly restrictive. They tend to know what they want and tend to be fairly repetitive. So as well as reordering capabilities and things like that, Tea Quality have implemented a quick order facility where the user can simply type or search for a product and using the keyboard navigate through a product selection, quantity, add to basket, product selection, quantity, add to basket routine. So very quick to build up a basket when they're obviously busy people and in a rush to do so. Another way to make the experience simple is to direct the customer as part of their journey. So on the bottom left, we have an example where we are drawing attention on the home screen to functionality that would be of use to them. So in this instance, a spreadsheet upload facility for the customer to actually upload a basket of products into the website without having to key them in. So as well as having that facility, what we're doing is making it nice and obvious to the customer that exists. We don't train customers on the use of the website, of course, and a nice way that they can simply click on the banner and take them to that particular facility on the website. Similar things can be done for things like the quick order facility or their regular shopping list, but just making it easy so that we're not having to navigate through a load of menus, and it's really straight. And finally, another great example is where we're integrating content with commerce. So on the bottom right, we can see a content page, which is illustrating a new menu idea with sort of lifestyle type content in there. Alongside that, we have the actual items required for that and the ability to go and order them. So where you have a customer who's maybe browsing for ideas, they come across the idea, instead of having to make a note of what they want and then go back and order it, it's all kind of interlinked for the customer. So again, just making their life easier. I'm sure people will have heard the term personalization. It's a very common term at the moment, something that's floated to the top in terms of web focus and investment. And this is really about making people feel special, and you're focusing on them as they go through the experience, but also making it, again, as relevant as we possibly can based on that particular individual needs and requirements. So again, statistics which are illustrating the benefits of this. Lots of people, 91% of people will be more likely to, or brands who offer relevant information and recommendations. And most people just simply hate being shown things that just take the time and just consume the experience rather than sort of getting to the point and being aligned to them. So with personalization, what we can do is we can structure the whole experience around that particular individual. And to put that into context, we can look at some examples of customers common in our industry. So we have the school catering company as one example. We have an independent retailer at the top there, and we have a chef within a restaurant or a hotel or similar kind of scenario. Each of those kind of groups has potentially a different journey through. So the catering company, for example, school catering company, will generally order from the same product list. It's probably restricted, so they don't have an opportunity to move outside there as the actual users or buyers of those actual products. They don't want to be bothered with too much content, so it's a very structured and focused experience. The retailer would probably benefit from information about the current promotion. So presenting supplier advertising to them, presenting the current offers and promotions that they can take advantage of. So slightly different experience maybe with those guys. And then the chef, again, he may be looking to just raise a very fast order at the end of a service for the products he needs in his larder. He may be looking to also explore ideas for menu ideas and different products that you may have. So what personalization allows is to actually change the website journey and content according to the users. Now, this can be down to specific users if you want, but the overhead of maintaining that is obviously high. So with maybe your larger customers having their logo, having specific messages for them, putting the navigation options that are appropriate to them is something that's fantastic. What we can do more generally is to put these customers into customer groups, and based on their group, as they log in, we can present a completely different, in effect, storefront and experience to them to make their experience more kind of personalised. So finally, just a little bit about reliability and consistency. Now, your customer service, of course, is driven by your culture and your processes, but making sure that that is integrated, which is where technology can help, is very important to try and scale that and make it absolutely consistent. So to illustrate how people are actually using that on the digital side of things, here we have a website from one of our wine customers, and we can see certain information on that category page. We can see the price and we can see stock availability, for instance. Now, this particular site is using what we call headless commerce concepts. So instead of the functionality being driven on the website is actually looking back into the core stock management and pricing system to bring that information through in real time. So it's real time. So if anybody changes something or the stock situation changes on the back end, then that's immediately reflected, and it gives that consistency. So when the customer calls up, they get exactly the same answer to do on the website as they do across other channels. Another benefit of this is that it allows the customer to reduce safety stock levels, because we know that the stock is accurate exactly the time that order is placed. So the likelihood of having issues with that is very remote, and the customer is likely to get an extremely high service. So just to summarize with these kind of 4 pillars that kind of bring that together, things where you can focus on is, first of all, the reliability, which underpins everything really, and getting consistency across your entire customer experience. You need to make it very convenient for people. They need to have a pleasant experience. It needs to be readily available on whatever device they're using, and getting that functionality onto their device, and needs to be nice and easy as actually humanly possible. It needs to be simple, so making relevant functionality easily visible, drawing the customer's attention to things that they will be interested in, making the whole shopping experience extremely straightforward is key to keeping that experience high. And then finally, relevance through personalization, and making sure that you're serving up content which is as relevant as possible to the actual customers, can make your site extremely sticky and maintain your customers' enthusiasm, really. So I hope you found that useful. Due to the number of people we've got on and the time constraints, we're not really going to do any question answering in this session. But if you want to email me with any comments or questions you may have, I will come back to you. My email address is showing on the screen, or you can raise some questions using the Q&A button at the bottom of the webinar controls. So I hope you've enjoyed it, and I look forward to speaking to you soon. Thank you. Bye.